Ever think about how money, which is what makes the world go around, can also destroy it? People often say that money is what keeps modern economies going. Trade is fueled by it, and it helps nations move forward. But money can also burn and destroy, just like fire. It has a shiny good side, but it also has a bad side that helps criminals, dishonest officials, and powerful leaders. They work together to make systems that encourage unfairness, abuse, and breaking the law. The complicated link between money, crime, corruption, and power has shaped whole societies and affected everything from politics to the world economy. We must first understand this dark side if we want to fix injustice, make democracy stronger, and keep justice safe. Power and money go hand in hand, like two forces that are always drawn to each other. Having money gives you power. Power keeps wealth safe. From the lords of the Middle Ages, who ruled over the people, to the billionaires who now control world politics, money has always been the key to power. People who have it can control markets, make rules, and look out for their own interests, which often means hurting other people. Some people start with all of their pieces, while others only have a pawn. It's kind of like chess. When too many people have too much money, inequality is no longer a mistake. It's a system. In politics, money isn't just power. It's also the loudspeaker that lets people be heard. Rich people and businesses spend a lot of money on campaigns, lobbying, and political gifts to get close to people who make decisions. It's allowed in many places, but it's hard to tell the difference between influence and corruption. When public policies start to help a small group of people instead of the majority, democracy starts to slowly fall apart from the inside. Think of a football game where the judge steals money from one team. The game still goes on, but it's not fair. When power is for sale, this is corruption. Corruption is when people use their power to get what they want. It goes by many names like bribery, theft, favoritism, and election fraud, but the result is always the same. Less trust in the government, less freedom, and slower growth. A lot of people do bribery. People in many poor countries have to pay small fees to get medical care, go to school, or be protected by the law. To open a door that should be open for everyone, you should not have to give someone money. When corruption gets worse, a small group of people control both the government and the economy. It's not fair where these things happen. Injustice lasts forever. For organized crime, money is not only the goal, it's also what keeps it going. Criminal networks need money to run, grow, and stay out of trouble. These networks make a lot of money from illegal activities like drug trafficking, arms smuggling, cybercrime, and human trafficking. They make so much money that they can break into legitimate businesses, pay officials, and hide their money in clean assets. One way that bad money gets into the clean financial system is through money laundering. Criminals hide where the money really comes from by moving it through shell companies, offshore banks, and more than one country. The UN says that 2 to 5% of the world's GDP, or up to $2 trillion a year, is money that has been cleaned. If you pour black ink into a river, it will spread so far that you can't tell where it started. Drug cartels buy weapons, pay off cops, and pay for violence with the money they make from selling drugs. The same thing is done by human trafficking groups, which turn hurting people into a multi-billion-dollar business. With money, these groups can work across borders, stay out of trouble with the law, and take advantage of weak people over and over again. This is one of the best examples of how money can be used to hurt people when it gets into the wrong hands. Corruption doesn't just live in crime scenes or politics, it also does very well in boardrooms. Corporate wrongdoing, like insider trading, bribes, and false accounting, can destroy countries. The financial crisis of 2008 showed that greed, dangerous speculation, and a lack of regulation can bring down global markets. It's like putting up a skyscraper on sand. It might stay up for a while, but the base won't last. Millions of regular people pay the price when making money is more important than doing the right thing. Tax fraud is another part of the dark money network. A lot of multinational companies and rich people hide their money in offshore tax havens, which are countries like the Cayman Islands and Luxembourg that have low or no taxes. This takes money away from the government that is needed for things like schools, hospitals, and roads. The Tax Justice Network says that this kind of fraud costs poor countries hundreds of billions of dollars every year. Think of it like a roof that leaks. While governments try to fill up buckets, the richest people are quietly cutting off the water supply uphill. The cycle of corruption and financial gain continues to repeat itself. Those that are wealthy are the ones who pay for politicians. By enacting regulations that are beneficial to these elites, politicians ensure their safety. A consequence of this is that people lose faith in the system. People become less responsible as a result of this never-ending pattern, which ultimately undermines democracy itself. The Corruption Perceptions Index, published by Transparency International, makes it abundantly evident that an increase in corruption indicates that both society and business are in a poorer position. Not only does money that is illegal travel swiftly, but it also does not remain in one spot. By utilizing offshore banks, tax havens, and secret accounts, it is possible for dishonest wealth to be transferred from one country to another with relative ease. Information that was leaked, such as the Panama Papers, demonstrated how politicians, businessmen, and criminals conceal their income by keeping things a secret. In the event that you toss a thread in Panama, you will feel it shake in New York, London, or Zurich. Like a massive spider web, it's a mess. Economies around the world become less stable as a result of these covert movements, which also contribute to conflict and weaken governments. The United Nations, the World Bank, and the Financial Action Task Force, FATF, are all working together to put an end to criminal activity in the financial sector. They place a strong emphasis on transparency, the exchange of information, and collaboration with other nations. The use of technology is also being of great assistance. The use of blockchain technology, artificial intelligence, and advanced analytics makes it far simpler than ever before to identify cases of money laundering and suspicious activities. On the other hand, criminals operate with a high level of intelligence. If one hole shuts, another one opens. People who are interested in obtaining the money are constantly competing with others who are interested in concealing it. The negative aspects of money not only cause problems for corporations, but they also cause societal disintegration. People become enraged when wealthy individuals hoard their wealth and prevent those who are less fortunate from gaining opportunities. The public's trust falls away. There have been additional demonstrations. The more time that passes without the mistake being corrected, the closer we get to blowing the lid off of the situation. By diverting funds away from programs that people require, corruption ensures that everyone remains in a state of poverty. This eventually results in anarchy, conflicts, and even murder over the course of time. In what ways can we proceed? When it comes to combating the negative aspects of money, everyone needs to collaborate. In order to combat corruption, stringent rules should be implemented. Make the groups that are independent stronger. Enhance the clarity of the cash information. Donate to the cause of investigative journalism and civil action. Technology has the potential to be helpful. It is also possible to cooperate together. Nevertheless, in the end, people make the decision to be truthful and accountable. So that once we are aware of the ways in which money is being wasted, we can begin to make better use of it. In some cases, money can be both beneficial and detrimental. Alternately, cash can be used to build schools, create jobs, and stimulate new ideas. Cash can also be used to compensate for criminal activity, corruption, and unfairness. The negative aspects of money have an effect not just on nations, but also on the lives of individuals living in those nations. There is no doubt that knowledge is power. It is possible to begin the process of moving toward a world in which money works for people rather than against them if we make it clearly known where the money actually goes. Like and subscribe to find out more shocking facts about the world of money, power, and dishonesty. Make sure you never miss an important movie by turning on notifications.